Could you give me some ideas on developing a social media strategy? We've seen a few things work, but it's not a strategy. I don't want to be just promoting our church's events. And I also don't want to be asking random questions like, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? When that has nothing to do with our church. Thanks.
So your social media strategy is made up of two pieces, and one piece is the content and one piece is format. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you were going to talk about a new outreach program that your church is doing. That is the content. Now the format could be, you could do a quote about that, you could do a picture about that, you could do a video about that, you could do a blog post about that, you could send out an email about that. All those things are the format, but the content is the outreach. And so what I would do is I would make a list of all the different ways that your church has the opportunity to format social media posts or blog posts, or that might be video, that might be a text overlay on a graphic, that might be a text overlay on a picture of your pastor or a picture of somebody who's engaging with your church or engaging with that outreach. It could be a sermon clip from Sunday morning. That could be a clip of your announcement video. So all of those are the format. And then the other thing I would do is make a list of your content. So what are all of the things that you could be talking about on your social media channels about your church? That could be, maybe that's small groups, maybe that's your podcast, maybe that's the opportunity to watch online, maybe that's clips on YouTube, maybe that's your blog content, maybe that's kids volunteers, maybe that's volunteers for an outreach that you do at a local school, maybe that's an outreach that you do at a local nursing home, maybe there's, in the winter you shovel driveways and there's a team to do that, and in the summer you do VBS and you're always looking for volunteers to do that. So what are all the content options? What are all the things that you can talk about regularly? Maybe you even break that down. So in your small groups, you're not just saying, hey, join a small group, but you're talking about each one of your 20 small groups. So this small group does this, and this small group does that, and that small group's about prayer, and this small group is about gardening, and this small group is a great opportunity to invite your friends to learn about X. And so you create this list of content, you create this list of format, and then you start matching the two so that you don't get bored. And not only that you don't get bored, but your audience doesn't get bored of hearing the same things in the same way. So you want to take those two pieces, your content and your format, and find ways that they can intersect. So let's just take for example, a piece of content is a small group that's all about prayer. So one week you could do a video in that small group of them praying. One week you could do a quote about prayer from the small group leader. One week you could do a scripture about prayer and put that on a graphic, and then put that as a link to the small group registration. So what are all the different things that you need to talk about content, and all the different ways you can talk about them? That's format. And then filter everything through your church's core values. So if you value 4 different things, let's say you have 4 core values, then figure out how everything fits into those core values and talk about them in that way. So because we value prayer, we have a prayer small group, here's the link to register. Or because we value impacting our community, we're doing this event, so here's the link to sign up for that. Or because we value impacting our community, here's what we did last Saturday, and here are a few pictures from that. So you want to filter all of those things or communicate consistently through your core values, and you want to intersect content and format. From there, put all those pieces together and find different ways and keep changing it up, and find all the variables that you can to build a strategy for what kind of content your church can post on social media. Thanks for the question. By the way, if you have a question, feel free to go to churchmarketingideas.com, click the button that says Ask a Question.